High in the mountains northeast of Mexico City, this cramped, leaky shack was home to 9 members of the Chavez family. But 22-year-old Jose wanted more for his parents and siblings, so he did what so many other Mexicans have done. He signed on to do farm labor in the United States. After 9 months of back-breaking toil, Chavez was heading home when the bus he was in crashed outside Little Rock, Arkansas. Chavez and 5 others were killed. 7 more workers were severely injured.
Y era la única opción era él. Era la única la que teníamos, esperanza.
From the tobacco fields of North Carolina to the vineyards of California, American agriculture depends on a reliable supply of cheap, mostly foreign-born labor. And too often, these vulnerable workers are dying on the road. Since January 2015, the Associated Press has uncovered at least 38 deaths and about 200 injuries in road accidents involving migrant and seasonal farm workers. But labor attorney Greg Schell says that's likely a gross undercount.
What we found was, unfortunately, although there are all these laws in the books that have been passed over the years to ensure that the vehicle had a proper driver, that it was safe, and that it had high levels of insurance, that those laws weren't followed.
Complicating issues, more than 70% of the 1.1 million farm workers in the United States are foreign-born. Many are here illegally, making it hard for them to complain about unsafe conditions. This Mexican worker, who requested anonymity for fear of retaliation from employers, tells of 18 workers crowded into a van meant for 10, sitting on overturned plastic buckets instead of seats.
No queremos hacer esa justicia, ¿verdad? Porque nos corre el patrón, pues por miedo de que nos corran. Y pues uno necesita el trabajo, la necesidad obliga a estar trabajando.
There are people living in small farm worker towns that the rest of the world doesn't hear much about. Every now and then there's an accident that galvanizes public attention.
In July, police say a bus driver transporting mostly Haitian workers in Florida blew through a flashing red light and was hit by an 18-wheeler. The trucker and 3 on the bus were killed, including a 4-year-old boy. Regulators generally go after the smaller labor contractors who supply and transport the workers. Following the deaths of 5 workers in California last year, the U.S. Department of Labor moved to revoke the certification of one of those contractors, CAT Labor Services.
This is an accident that resulted from driver error, from what I understand, and unfortunately, folks look for someone to blame, and in this case, for the Department of Labor, the easiest target is my client.
The Labor Department assessed agricultural employers more than $5 million in penalties last year. But with fewer than 1,000 inspectors to handle the farms and millions of other businesses, they say there's only so much they can do. Officials say the bus carrying Jose Chavez was woefully underinsured and that the driver wasn't properly licensed. Chavez's parents are still waiting for a settlement. They even had to borrow money to bury him.
Era un muchacho muy trabajador. Le gustaba mucho trabajar.
While in the U.S., Jose had been faithfully sending home money, enough for his family to build 2 simple but sturdy concrete rooms. His mother had a surprise waiting for him, his first ever bed. Jose never got to sleep in it. Alan Breed, Associated Press.